What's going on, brothers? What is going on? It is your dude, Mr. International Passport. Um, we are here for another Future Classic live stream. First and foremost, brothers, special announcement. All right, the Python course is officially open for January 2025. Let me change that real quick. Okay, so if you want to, get on my upcoming Python course to help you get into IT, join it before the spaces go. Okay. And you go on the Patreon, look for the Ultimate Python course, January 2025, and book your spot there ASAP. Okay. So I hope you can hear me loud and clear. If my audio is bad, let me know. Let me know. So I've got a very special guest here today called Mr. Global, okay, who's here to break down, okay, his time in Luxembourg and France. How you doing, Global? You good?
Hello, IP. You're doing good. Nice to be here.
Awesome, brother. Nice to hear you too, bro. Nice to hear you too. So Global, give me a brief intro as to who you are, brother, where you're from, and anything interesting about you, bro.
Okay, so I'm an American, and I was born here, but I actually lived like 7 years overseas in the Caribbean. So I have a taste for the overseas life. Usually during my teenage years, I came back here, did some college, but I've been introduced to traveling since I've been young because of my parents, since they came from the islands. So my first big trip overseas actually was to like your country. So kind of been going from there.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. Good to hear that you're a traveler, brother. And I'm happy that you ventured into a country called Luxembourg. Okay, but I think you may be the first ever black man in history to ever go to Luxembourg, right?
Probably who was going to talk about it. Yeah.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. So, bro, can I ask why you went to Luxembourg in France in the first place? What was your reason for doing so?
Okay, I went to Italy last year for my birthday, and I thought I was like done with Europe and done with the vacations and stuff like that. But then the Olympics happened last year, right? So I was like, I saw them cleaning up the city, cleaning up Paris and stuff like that. So then I thought, well, maybe it would be a good year to go to Paris because it's not known for its like presentation. So I kind of got the idea in May. And then also, I thought I would do it like Christmas time around that time because I also wanted to see a Christmas village, an European Christmas village. So that's how I came up with the idea to say, okay, let me go ahead and do this. Let's go to France.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. And but where were you in France, bro? Was it Paris?
Yes. I made all my plans up in May, the hotels, everything, and I stayed pretty much in Paris, and I used the Eiffel Tower as like sort of like my base area. So that's how I did the distances from the hotel based on how far they were from the Eiffel Tower.
Awesome, bro. And but where were you in Luxembourg? What city in Luxembourg were you in?
Okay, so I'm basically just gonna be in Luxembourg City itself because I had to do the highlights. So I didn't do like the edges of like Luxembourg.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. So, brother, now first question to you, brother, is accommodation. So, when it came to accommodation, in uh Luxembourg and France, right? Let's do Luxembourg first. Were you in a hotel? Were you in an Airbnb?
Oh no. So we were pretty much there the entire day. We just did like we went there so early in the morning because I wanted to do a 24 hours and I want to do a tour, like a hard tour. So I didn't we skip the hotel and um Airbnb.
Okay, but so that means in France, brother, right? Were you in a hotel in France?
Yeah, so what I did was I booked two different hotels because I didn't really know what the hotel would be like. So what I did was I sort of like, okay, let me do two different hotels. So one hotel is called Mercury Eiffel, and then the next one is going to be called Novotel. So Novotel, Eiffel, Novotel, Paris Center Tour Eiffel. So I kind of did like
Awesome.
a couple nights in one and a couple nights in the other.
Damn, Novotel, brother. Okay, brother, that's a pretty high value hotel, bro.
Well, I didn't really stay in Novotels here in the United States. I sort of stay in like Hyatts or stuff like that. But what happened was when you're booking the hotel, you kind of look for like whoever has the deals and sales because those hotels are usually higher. So I got I think I just happened to get a good price at that time. But that one, the Novotel was like 146 a night. The Mercury ended up being like 162 a night at that time that I booked.
Damn, awesome, bro. Awesome. I remember the hotel experience in Novotel, and the spot you were staying in. Was it good? Was it like a great hotel experience?
So the Mercury one, Mercury Paris Center, that was a nice hotel. It's the rooms are a little bit smaller than what I would like, but it is pretty much close to the Eiffel Tower, so you could just like walk to it. I didn't do breakfast there. The reason being was they were charging 30 euros for breakfast per person. And I'm not paying like 30 euros per person for a breakfast because all I pretty much wanted was like croissants and like coffee for the morning. Right.
Mm.
So I would skip something like that if the options are presented to you. And then for the Novotel, that's a nicer hotel. Yes. And I did the breakfast there. I just happened to get a good deal on it.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. So, brother, in your time in both France and Luxembourg, right? Who runs both countries? Who was in power there? Was it the white people? Was it black people? Was it Asians there? Who's in power from what you saw, brother, in France and Luxembourg?
Okay, so for if the French pretty much run, French citizens pretty much run France. I mean, I did see a lot of like black men working there, but that's going to be divided into two groups. But it's pretty much your French historical white people who run France, and then in Luxembourg, it's going to be like that family. It's more like a royalty type of a thing going on there. So
Okay.
yeah, so it's a family-based thing. They run it. There's a government, but that's who pretty much run those countries.
Brother, would you say white people run both countries?
Yeah, pretty much. Yes, I'm sure in France, there's black people in government, but I didn't do a deep dive into that. But I'm sure there are
Okay.
some.
Did you see black men, in suits, who appeared wealthy, who appeared well established there in France and Luxembourg?
Okay, so I saw two different versions of black men. You got the black men who just sort of recently came from Africa, and then you saw black men who looked like, I guess they would be from like UK or the US. Those were the guys who were going to be working in suits. There were a significant amount of black men working in like stores and stuff like that. Everybody was in suits. I mean, I never seen so many black men in suits. That might have been a higher presence because of the Christmas season or whatever. But yeah, there were black men all over Paris.
Brother, I'm losing your voice quality. Are we good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Much better, much better. So, next question for you, brother, right? In terms of both countries, is so you're Western black man, right?
Right.
How were you treated in? Let's do Luxembourg first, brother. By Luxembourg people, how were you treated, brother?
Okay, so I would say I was treated well, respect. No one was like, people you tend to watch you, like how you said yourself on the bus, like people give you that type of a look. I didn't get anything like that. It was welcoming. I felt comfortable, relaxed, walking the streets. No one staring at you as you walk the streets. Nothing like that in Luxembourg.
Okay, interesting, brother. What about in France, bro? Did you get that same sort of vibe as well?
Okay, so in France, I would say that I got that vibe, me personally. what I did was sort of like greet people in French. I do not speak French, but I greet people, just do the pleasantries. That's all I could really do. And then they responded in kind. And then I kind of, even though I switched over to English, yeah, I didn't have any issues. Everybody was helpful, from the airports, the hotels, even the only people who don't really talk are those Uber drivers. But that's they're not French. The people in the stores, everybody was helpful. The restaurants, I had no issues as a Black American man there.
Awesome. Okay, interesting, bro. But I heard the French are quite rude. Is that true from your experience? Are French people rude?
Okay, so I had other Americans tell me that the French were rude, or like the ones in Northern Europe were rude and stuff like that. But that is not my personal experience. Now, when I'm there, I'm an American, so I think that I don't know how other people are being treated, but I personally cannot complain, and I did not have any problems.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Zach, quick trolling in the chat, or there'll be consequences there. All right. Quick trolling. Actually, matter of fact, let me just see over here. Sorry, hold on, bro. Actually, no, I'll let the guys in the live stream chat debate you. So next question for you, brother, right, is so okay. Now, brother, as passport bros, I think women are important, foreign women, okay? But I also wanna, I want brothers to get more into business side of things as well, investments, making money, making big cash. But from what you saw in France and Luxembourg, is there opportunity for brothers to, for investment there, business opportunities there? If so, what did you see out there that brothers can, actually make use of?
There's business opportunities in terms of maybe you want to have your own business, whatever that may be. You could even be in sales or stuff like that. Maybe you have a craft salesman. It seems to be quite easy for you to be like a sole proprietor there and sell your own goods and wares. Maybe you have some type of a talent like that or a skill. You can open up a business there and do business. Most people I seem to be in the service sector. So if I work remote, so I do like remotes, I do like investment stuff. So I think it's you could get a job there and relocate there and do a deep dive and more heavy exploration into what type of business opportunities you could do.
Okay. Awesome, bro. Awesome. So next question, brother, is people, right? So how are Luxembourg people like all around, brother? Are they kind people, or or are they introverts, extroverts? Break it down for me, bro.
Okay, so people in Luxembourg are kind. It's a wealthy country, so they're gonna have a different approach to life and stuff like that. But the people who I met were friendly. People in the stores, your people in the restaurants. I did a tour, so what it allowed us to do was get a better view and some highlights of things to see and do. I found Luxembourg to be quite clean in comparison to Paris, which was not clean. They take pride in how things are and how they look. So I don't see any issues there.
Okay, and what about in France, brother? How do people like in France? Are they kind people? Are they angry people? Are they introverts, extroverts? Tell me about French people in general, brother, across all races.
It seemed more like New York to me. Everybody was hustle and bustle and go, go, go. You could tell who are the French and then who are like the tourists, right? So there's a big mix of people. So you kind of have to like differentiate. And then also there's a lot of immigrants there with their own customs, ways, personalities. The local French people would smile. I couldn't really hold a conversation, but I didn't want to. But you could do like pleasantries. You could ask information; they'll help you out. There wasn't any like rudeness, like how other people have told me, like they experienced.
Okay. Awesome, bro. Awesome. So next question for you right now is, so in both, let's do Luxembourg first, right? How did you meet people and make friends in Luxembourg?
Okay, so my understanding of Luxembourg is big. Well, it's a more expensive country than France itself. So it's a good place for like schools, work. But there's an issue in Luxembourg is that and that like the young people they tend to leave because they want to get more experience. There's not enough experiences in Luxembourg itself. There's things to do, but it's a small country, so there's only so much you can do. To me, it's like living on an island. The advantage of Luxembourg is that you can take a train to anywhere. So I think so. What we were led to understand from our guide is that a lot of the young people leave, and then they'll like come back later. So you'll see like a little like gap. The young people I saw were actually like foreigners who were like visiting there or probably working there.
Mm. Okay. And what about in France?
Okay, so France, well, everybody's in France. You see everything from the youth to like really old people. Everybody's out and about, moving about. You see all ages. You see all ages. You see all races. The both genders are out and about. There's a very wide mix. It's a very nice mix, I think, in in Paris as opposed to Luxembourg, where you're gonna get it is majority white. There are like you will see like African people there. Um,
Okay.
so you
But
don't you
but
don't want to live in Luxembourg City though.
mm, okay, it's expensive, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be expensive. So they were saying that like a 3 bedroom. So like if you're gonna do 3 bedroom, outside of the city center might cost you like I got it in euros. I don't have it in US, but it's gonna cost you like 2,500 euros. But if you're like in the city itself, then you're gonna go up to like bump you up to like 3,200 euros. And then for
Okay.
like a 1 bedroom in the city center itself, it's gonna cost you like around 1,700 euros, something like that.
Okay. So brother, like so to meet people in Paris, France, right? What would you say is the best way? Go to events? Did you meet people there? And if so, how did you meet new friends and meet people there?
The best way to meet people in Paris is to go out. Is just to go out into the public, so you
Mm,
can meet people because they have a lot of like open spaces, and then they have the river. That they have all these highlighted places that you could just go. You could just meet people. You could do like a little local tour. You can meet people on the tour, have a nice chat. You can meet people on buses, uh, in your tour groups. Just your regular stuff. I mean, there was a lot of young people out and about. If you speak French, of course, you're gonna like assimilate much better, as that would be true in any country. But it was very lively and they have lots of like outdoor events. So you could always take advantage of those and meet people. Just strike up casual conversations, stuff like that. It seemed pretty easy to me.
awesome. Fantastic intel so far, bro. So next question for you, right, is transportation. So in Luxembourg, right, how does one move around in Luxembourg? Um, Global. Is it Uber? Is it boats? Is it Lyft? Is it subway? Is it trains, buses? Break it down for me, bro.
Okay, so you could use Uber or Bolt. And of course, Bolt is like, well, like the local version of Uber. So we use Uber for like inner city trips. Sometimes you could walk them. That's a good thing about Paris. You could do a lot of walking if you're up to it. It'll get you in shape. But you could do Uber. You could do the short trips. Uh, it's like New York, where you could take like the subway. I guess London as well. I personally didn't care for it, but it is the fastest way to move from one part of the city to the next. Just because of the traffic, the traffic in Paris is pretty bad. So you're gonna want to avoid it as much as you can. So I pretty much did the metro, and then I did Uber. And if I didn't use those things, I just walked. We just walked.
Okay. And what about Paris, France transportation, brother? Break it down for me.
Paris, France itself, you're gonna want to use the metro. I think it was like a one-way metro. You could do like $2.50 in euros. You can do a monthly pass if you're gonna be there longer. If you're like working remote there or something like that. That might run you like 85 euros for a monthly pass. Me personally, I wouldn't want to live in Paris and work there and like have to use the public transportation. I find it's not my thing. I don't want to do that.
Okay. Awesome, bro. So in Luxembourg, right, is it cash or is it cashless society?
So I pretty much use my card for everything. I don't want to have too much cash. I mean, you could use cash in like the smaller stores, or if you're like a tourist, you could do like you could have cash as if you don't want to use your card too often. You help you keep track of it. The issue is you end up with a bunch of coins and all this type of stuff, which I don't care for. You have €1 in a coin, you got €2 in a coin. I mean, we don't have that here in the States. So it's not an issue. I would just go with card as much as possible.
Okay. But what about in Paris, France?
It's going to be the same thing. So I did the same thing. So I used the credit card as much as I can. So I use it in the airports, the bigger stores, the grocery store to pay for all your bigger bills. Again, I would only use cash in like the smaller, sort of like tourist souvenir kind of a places.
Okay. Awesome, bro. Awesome. But you're saying card mostly in both Luxembourg and Paris.
Yeah, you're better off wanting to use your card. You just don't want to deal with too much cash. Not in Europe. I don't like way too many coins. They got
Mm. they ain't got dollar bills like in America, huh?
No, they don't have the dollar bills because we have a $2 bill. They have $2 coins. And then you get a handful of $2 coins. I don't want that.
Mm.
You need
Nice.
a fanny pack then, right?
You got jokes, huh? So, brother, so tell me about the cost of living, right? Actually, no, tell me about food, brother. So, food in Luxembourg, right? Was it tasty? If so, what was your favorite cuisine out there?
Well, I actually went in a Mediterranean restaurant in Luxembourg. So, okay, the food is very good. It's probably some of the best food in Europe, like France and Luxembourg, the best food, but it's not cheap. That's an issue. If you want to eat out, a cheap meal is going to run you like 15 euros. If you want to do something like McDonald's, it's going to run you like 12 euros for a meal. A coffee could cost you 4 euros. A bottle of water, which you're going to want if you're walking about, $2.50. Oh, sorry, $2.50 in euros. But the eating out is expensive as a tourist. But I knew that going in, so I was willing to pay it.
Okay, interesting, bro. Interesting. What about Paris, France? Tell me about the food there. Is it good? And what was your favorite cuisine out there in Paris?
So the French they have a different take on some of their foods. You could try some of their beef dishes, chicken dishes. It's just not what I expected to see. The presentation of it, even like a lentil soup. They brought it out like a paste, and then later on they brought like the soup base for it, and they poured it on top. It was really good, but I never had anything like that presented to me like that. They had a rice risotto. I mean, that was good. How they do their beef is good. The best thing I tasted out there was gonna be like your lamb ribs rack. That was like really good.
Okay, awesome, bro. So next question for you, right, is Tell me about the cost of living, brother, in Luxembourg compared to America. Which is more expensive? Which is cheaper? Break it down for me, bro.
Okay, so they say that. All right, so I had to figure this out because they're saying that Luxembourg is the most was the richest country in the world, but it's still I still think it's a better deal than like New York City. Okay, because New York City is like ridiculously expensive. So again, passport bro living in Luxembourg, he wants to do remote work there. Um, the suggestion is to live outside of like the city center, just on the outside, and you could get a nice cost reduction there. Let's see, probably by a few hundred euros, maybe 300 euros compared to like the city center. So 1700. So let's say you're going outside, it's probably going to run you like 1400 euros a month for your one bedroom, right? Because you're going to do a one bedroom. It's good to live in Luxembourg also because you don't need a car. You could stay in, you could be on the edge of the city. Then you go in and you use public transportation. The public transportation is going to be free. So you just hop on and do the hop on, hop off bus and go where you need to go.
Wow. Okay. Okay. And brother, what about comparing? So, brother, would you say okay? But so, brother, money for money, right? Is Luxembourg more expensive than America?
Money for money. Okay, so let's compare. Let's do New York. It's New York is more expensive than Luxembourg. Uh, Chicago, maybe the same. Dallas, Texas, probably cheaper than Luxembourg. Phoenix, Texas, cheaper than Luxembourg.
Okay. And brother, what about Paris, France compared to America? Which was more cheaper and which was more expensive?
I thought it was more expensive, but apparently Paris is cheaper than. Okay, again, Paris is cheaper than New York City. Paris is cheaper than Los Angeles, but there's multiple cities in the United States that are going to be cheaper than Paris. So it depends. Again, I I was taking some notes about the costs. So, like a family of four, they could be looking within Paris itself. They could be looking at like 3,900 a month in just the living expenses, your rent and stuff like that. Single person, you could be looking at like 1,100 a month. So I guess it would be comparable for a single person because that's kind of the prices that are here. But here is becoming like ridiculously expensive. So you give it a shot in Paris. I personally wouldn't like want to live in Paris and have to go out to work. I would do remote work, but I wouldn't want to have to deal with the public transportation. It's sort of a trade-off.
Good point there. But is what industry gives you remote work? IT. That's why I'm teaching Python coming at the end of this month, and Phil's teaching cloud. Right, we have all these resources for you, brothers, for you to get out there and start living your life, man. So if you're serious by IT, change your life this year in 2025. Join my Python course, bros. Join it. I want to teach more brothers. Again, the other day, my former Python students got his first ever job in IT. It's a senior cloud engineer role. Okay, big money, right? And great job as well. So me and Phil, we're doing great work here. Okay, and we want more brothers out there getting these IT jobs and being abroad, working IT remote. Okay, use this time, get into my Python course, man. Okay, go on the Patreon, look for the tier, Ultimate Python course, January 2025. Get your spot there because spots go quickly. Okay, and don't DM me, ask me, hey IP, can you open a spot for me, IP? Hey IP, I'm sorry I'm late. No, do it right now. Okay, I look forward to teaching you very soon. So, brother, next question for you, brother, is so cell phone roaming, okay, in Luxembourg. Now, did your phone plan include roaming in Luxembourg, or did you just buy a new SIM in Luxembourg to use internet?
Okay, so I didn't. Okay, so the phone plan I have here, it wouldn't work in Luxembourg. So what I did was I just did like a international plan. I did an international pass, right, for a couple days, or it's like 10 days, 7 days, 10 days, whatever, and then it renews. So you just need to. I would do that instead of like messing with the sim. You could do the sim thing, but that's going to be use the sim if you're going to be there longer. Don't do the international plan. You're going to have to switch to the local network. That's going to save you money in
Okay.
both countries. Yeah.
What about Paris, France?
So I did the same thing. I just did the international plan. Um, it's cost effective for a short trip. For a long trip, again, you're gonna have to use a sim because you need access. You need that access when you're out and about.
Okay. Okay, brother. So now, brother, safety, right? Is Luxembourg a safe city? Luxembourg City?
Luxembourg is very safe. It's very safe. It's very clean. So we were out at night walking around. I mean, everything's nice, lit bright. There's not a lot of like, I didn't see any areas where it looked like shady in the dark or I was afraid like people walking up behind you and stuff like that. So yeah, you could walk around at night to the city center, no problem, no issues.
Okay. And brother, Paris, France, brother. Is that safe in daytime, nighttime by yourself? I heard
No,
that there's some safety issues there. Break it down for me,
you
bro.
don't know. Okay, so Paris. The biggest thing with Paris is like they keep telling you, look out for pickpockets, right? Look out for pickpockets. So when we're over there and we're traveling, right, we're gonna want to have like stuff like zippered, even like pants and stuff with like zippers. You can have like a sling bag. You keep it in the front. Everything you keep towards the front. Don't use backpacks or anything that somebody could zip open from the back. Nothing in your back pockets. I had my jacket. They could all like seal up everything like that. Because if you're gonna be the metro or even in museums, they said that you could get pickpocketed there. Even in the museums, there's people in there who would do that. So you have to be on alert all the time in public, in indoor spaces as well.
Awesome, awesome, bro. And brother, what about tell me about um hmm, okay. Racism, brother. Did you experience any sort of racism in Luxembourg?
No, I personally did not experience any racism in Luxembourg. Uh, I didn't have any issues. I walked through everywhere. I didn't get any weird looks. People, nothing like that. No, I can't say anything negative about Luxembourg myself personally from any of the people I encountered.
Okay. And brother, what about in Paris, France?
Okay, so I personally know, but watching the news, you see this story, you see that story. But I personally know I did not have any issues with like any of the professional people that I met doing in any of the service areas or anything that required help, any kind of assistance, even like the lower level or the those guys were all helpful. People were helpful. The girls were helpful. No issues.
Awesome, awesome, bro. Now, brother, what about culture, right? So is Luxembourg a conservative or liberal culture?
No, I would say that Luxembourg is going to be the conservative culture. It doesn't seem to have like a lot going on. It's more like a family oriented type of environment, type of a scene. There doesn't seem to be any like outrageous wild displays in public. People were conservative, reserved. Nothing stood out to me that's like, oh, I need to report this, and let people know what's up. Nothing like that in Luxembourg itself.
Okay, wow. So, brother, the liberal ideology in US, right? You didn't really see in Luxembourg.
No, I didn't really see it in Luxembourg. So I mean, you could probably look at the marriage rates and stuff like that, the divorce rates. Um, those probably going to be higher than the more conservative Asian countries, stuff like that. But I would say if you wanted to, you could retire there. You could be a passport bro there. You could work remotely there. You're not gonna be uh have that kind of liberal stuff forced into your face.
Wow, awesome, bro, awesome. What about Paris, France? Is that was that conservative or liberal from what you saw?
But it looked pretty liberal to me. I saw a lot of like very wide range of peoples. They look like I don't know how to describe it. Like what you would see in like San Francisco, stuff like that. Yes, you did see that. You don't want to go there. You don't want to. I don't want to see that. But what choice do you have? So yeah, it's pretty liberal. It's an open society.
Okay, wow. Is it as bad as so the ones I know is that are pretty terrible, New York, San Francisco, um, LA. Is it just as liberal as those cities, brother?
Yeah, I think it's pretty liberal. But I think the French people subscribe to that the most, as opposed to your African peoples that are there or your Middle Eastern people who are there. Uh, yeah, you're gonna get the local population subscribing to that thing, and then you also have a segment of France population which is going to be conservative and they go to the church. Those are the regular church goers and stuff like that. So you do have that. They do. There are because it was Christmas time. Everybody was well dressed. There was no. Uh, well, there was a few, but everyone was pretty much presentable. I would say in the summertime that may be another story.
Okay, awesome, awesome, bro. Um, so, brother, is American influence in Luxembourg? If so, how bad is it?
No, I don't think there's an American influence in Luxembourg. I think it's a stronger. I think it's a stronger society. It's a wealthier society. They probably don't pay attention to a lot of the things that come out of America. You know, they are related in the terms of like they are similar as the European descent, but they pretty much keep their culture and their identity strong. They have their own language, so they have their own Luxembourg language. Then you would also use French there, and then you would use German there. They speak English, but that's going to be so way down the list. So it would behoove you to use, some French or maybe some German already, or even learn their native, tongue if you want to stay there on an extensive basis.
Mm, okay. So, what about Paris? Paris, France, brother. Is that you know a strong American influence? If so, how bad is it?
Yeah, I think it's pretty bad, especially well, okay, so let's say for like Generation Z, yeah, it's pretty bad with them. The millennials, maybe not so much. Your boomers, your Xers, I think those people are gonna be fine. Um, I don't care for like the way like the young people present themselves. I mean, it pretty much looked like New York. It looked like San Francisco. Some of them, more the ladies, not so much the guys. But you know how you got the septum rings, you got the different color hairstyles, the anime look, but it's not really anime. They don't do it right, so it looks like really off. And it's winter time and they're like that. So wait till the spring and the you won't care for that. But they do dress better in general, and they do conduct
Mm,
themselves better in general than you would get in the United States.
mm, okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, basically France is an extension of America without a
Pretty
single
much.
doubt.
Right.
Um and brother, so actually right, white worshipping. Did you did you see like a lot of white worshipping in France? Actually, no. Hold on, brother. Actually, hold that thought there. That'd be for the upcoming woman questions. So, brother, lifestyle, right? What kind of lifestyle were you living in Luxembourg? Was it a high class lifestyle? Was it middle class? Break it down for me, bro.
Oh, okay. So I would say it would be upper middle class. Because just how we ate, and like I didn't have a problem with going to like buying the more expensive foods, and because public transportation is free, that's not an issue. Everybody's like equal there. Everybody's equal in the public transportation area. So it's going to be like, how do you want to live? Do you want to live within the city? Do you want to live outside the city? If you're going to live outside the city, then you're going to be like, you're going to have to do that middle class lifestyle. I would say 6 figures and up, then you're good in the city. Like 100,000 coming in. Yeah. Like really, like for Luxembourg itself, I wouldn't want to make less than 100 grand and not live. But you're gonna save money with the transportation on that end. So,
but you know, bro, the taxes in Luxembourg are pretty high, right? From what I know, or maybe I'm wrong there. So that's probably gonna take home or be around 70K, 65K. Can you live
yeah, maybe.
with that much
Yeah,
money?
I didn't get the tax rate of it, but yeah, that's gonna take a lot of your money. So again, I would probably live outside of Luxembourg, do the remote thing, and work it that way.
Okay. What about Paris, France, brother? Right, like the lifestyle you lived out there. Break it down for me in Paris, France.
Okay, so Paris is going to be a fun city. It's easy to get around, but it comes down to where's your money at in Paris. Like, what kind of income are you doing, which allows you what does it allow you to do? So Paris, you could I didn't really cook there because we didn't do like the Airbnb thing. You could do that, and you go grocery shopping and stuff like that. You can save money that way. Otherwise, you're gonna be beholden to like the restaurants and stuff like that. It's okay. It's okay for a trip to go out there and get a bird's eye view of everything. Do you want to live there or not? But if you want to stay there long term, you have to do it the way you do it at home. Go to the grocery, buy goods. That's the only way you can save money. You got to figure out how to save money if you're living in Paris.
Interesting. Okay. Now that's interesting, bro. So, brother, in Luxembourg, right? From what you saw and observed, what's the average person living like there in Luxembourg? Is everyone rich there in Luxembourg?
So I know the country is rich, but how many people are actually rich? I don't know, because I did see foreigners there and they're working there. Now the foreigners are living on the outside of the city and then they travel in. But then again, a lot of the locals are also living on the outside of the city and traveling into work. So they have a good like steel industry there. They do the finance. So there's people in those industries. They make money. I think their income is good. I think they have a good income. It's just that their taxes are high. So you got to make the decision. Is it worth it to make that good money, but also have that high tax base? And your primary benefit to me is going to be safety and free transportation, so to speak.
Okay. Awesome. But what about Paris, France, brother? Is the average person millionaire ballers?
No, to me, Paris is full of like middle class to lower middle class people, pretty much. I mean, that's the working class. You can have your working class and then your middle class. There's upper middle class people in there, but they're going to be in certain like suburbs. So you got to figure out which suburbs those are. Again, my understanding is like it's not really worth living in Paris unless you're at a certain income level, because a lot of people are living right on the outside of Paris, in the suburbs on the outside of Paris, and then they'll like come into work. So those are like your non-remote workers. They live on the outside and they travel in.
Wow. Okay. Interesting, bro. Did you see a lot of wealth there in Paris, though?
Yeah, there is a lot of wealth. There's a lot of but there's a lot of old wealth. It's not like It's not like Silicon Valley. I didn't see anything like that there. It's a different kind of wealth. It's an old wealth. So some of that wealth is from the colonial days. It's still there. Some of that stuff doesn't belong to them. So um, Versailles, Versailles is another city outside of Paris. I would recommend like living there. It's very nice. It's cheaper as opposed to being in Paris itself. There is wealth there. It's just scattered around, and you kind of have to know where to look for it.
Okay. Did you see black people with wealth there in Paris?
Okay, so I saw African people, and then I saw then the black people from the West, so UK, Canada, US. Those are going to be your wealthy people. There are some African people that came here with wealth, but that's not really how the presentation that you get. Instead, you get a lot of like the presentation, like they're just like hustling to survive. Um, the people that had good jobs, they were all in suits, but they looked more like they were from like the UK, like a UK brother would look like in a suit who did like finance or something like that.
Mm,
There was a distinction you could tell.
interesting. Okay. Did you see black men in Luxembourg?
I saw black men in Luxembourg, but not as much. It's again, I don't think they really living in Luxembourg. I think they live on the outside and traveling into work. Um, the black men I saw they looked like they were immigrants. I couldn't, I didn't get um, I didn't get the feeling that they were from there. Pretty much, Luxembourg is pretty much a lot of people coming to Luxembourg, working there, living on the edge, and then coming into work. Because remember,
Okay,
their
that
young people are leaving, so that gap of people that could work, they're coming in. That's what you're seeing. You're seeing a lot of immigrant workers there.
okay. So, brother, let me ask this right. So, I got to ask this, brother, right? I need to ask this right. Very important here is in terms of so. Tell me things to do and hobbies in Luxembourg.
The things to do. So what I did, what a lot of things you could do is like go to the squares. You could go to the markets. Those are open and they're free to go through. They're free to walk through. There's goods there. There might be a couple of games and stuff you could play. Maybe a couple of like amusement rides, maybe something like that. You could go. There's some open parks where you could go do your own thing. Probably more in the warmer weather because when I was there, it had like snow on the ground, so people weren't really like out and about doing like sport type of activities. Again, I think the nighttime activities might be wanting just because the age group that tends to go there, those in their 20s, that's kind of like slightly down. So it's more like I think there's lots of family things to do there. There's more to like a college age person would care for.
Interesting. I kind of like what I'm hearing about Luxembourg so far. Good IT remote hub, conservative family. There's some potential there. I'm gonna take some notes here. Luxembourg, interesting. But tell me about things to do in Paris, France.
I think so in Paris, France, you could pretty much do anything you want. So I just simply liked walking around, going to the Eiffel Tower, going down to the river, taking a boat ride. You can just take a boat ride, go down the river. Um, there's lots of sightseeing things to do. There's a lot of open spaces, a lot of parks. Um, that's just sort of like a daytime thing. Nighttime thing, it was always busy. Um, but again, a lot of that was the tourist crowd and the shopping as well. There's lots of malls and stuff you could go to. They're really great. They're really impressive. The malls there. Like the late night activities, like I don't know, you could go out at night, you can have like you go to the restaurant, you could probably if you're into like the bars and stuff, you could go there if you're interested in that kind of stuff. Everything's open late, there's things to do, lots of things to do. So you shouldn't be wanting. As long as you don't find yourself in like kind of isolated location where you kind of like have to take transportation in. Because where we were, we could pretty much walk at night and do what we wanted to do.
Awesome, bruv. Awesome. So, brother, let me ask this right. So, tell me about language. So, is English enough to speak in Luxembourg, or do you have to learn? I think it's French, German, and Spanish that's a national language there. Break it down for me, bro.
Yeah, so Luxembourg has their own, what is it called, Luxembourgese or something like that. They have their own language. And then Germany had control of the country for a while. So you have like the German language influence, and then you have French. I think English is going to be like fourth, or it's only spoken about like 5% of the time. It's really like low down there. But because there's so many people that come from other countries, you have to be able to, you're going to be able to get around and use English, because a lot of people, English is their second language, right? So that's going to be that's going to help you out a lot in Luxembourg. Even if you want to stay there longer, learn their language. But that's if you want to go all in on Luxembourg.
Okay. And for Paris, France, brother, right? Is English enough, or must we learn French?
No, I think you need to learn French. We met someone there. They said that they kind of just locked in and just tried to learn the French in 2 years. It was just better. It's just going to be a better response. You're gonna get more help. You can navigate easier. I think you have to make an investment in French. It's going to be worth your while. You could do English as a tourist or someone who visits on occasion. But if you're going to go all in, then yeah, make an investment and try to get your French up to a conversational level.
Awesome, bro. So, brother, let me ask this right. So, tell me about weather. So, how is weather like in Luxembourg in your time there?
Okay, so when I think it snowed like before we came there. It was cold. It was like cold. I had my cool weather gear on, but it wasn't raining or anything like that. Rain every now and then. The summers are going to be nicer. There's an issue now in Europe with the summers in the south, the far south. They're getting heat waves and stuff like that. So that's kind of like a negative. But in Luxembourg, its location, you're gonna have like a more pleasant, nicer summer. So I think all around, it's a nice 4 weather season there.
Okay, awesome, bro. And brother, tell me about brother, the weather in Paris, France.
So I was there. I had a few good days, but because of the season, it's like kind of unpredictable. So I had a couple of rain coming through every now and then. I had different types of gear to adjust for the weather. I had like a light leather jacket, a heavier one. I had a weatherproof North Face jacket. I'm well dressed. If you're going to be outside for a long time, you're going to need that, that underpants, the under leggings and stuff like that. You're going to need that. Keep your beanie. If you're going to want to stay warm in France, you need your scarf, that type of weather. But you dress it up and you look nice. So it's not an issue. In the summertime, again, Europe is having an issue with the heat wave. So you're going to have to be pretty flexible with, and you can't say that, well, I'll just go in the summertime, because you see in the news, they have heat waves, right? And then nobody could really do much. You don't want to go in the winter. But a couple of weeks before we went to France, there were storms that came through Europe. There was a lot of flooding, right? Remember the flooding in Spain? Remember that news? So it's not exactly like you could predict the perfect season to go, because now I don't think there's any more perfect seasons to go anywhere. You just gotta take a chance and go and hope for the best, and make sure you're well prepared with a nice selection of jackets and warm weather clothes to give you some variety.
Awesome, bro. Fantastic intel so far. Now, nightlife, brother. Did you party in Luxembourg and Paris?
No. So I didn't party in the nightlife. What we did was we would go out at night on the like on the strip and stuff like that, and just enjoy the nightlife. Like everybody was like, it was like everybody was like out and about at night. We spent more time in the stores and stuff like that at night. We went to the Louis Vuitton store. You could do that. Please do that if you go there. You're gonna have to sign up in line to get in. Um, I like being out in the open, so I don't do like the clubs and stuff like that. There's probably gonna be another passport bro who could report on that. That'll be fine. But you're gonna be well entertained at night.
Brother, is that Louis Vuitton in Luxembourg or in Paris?
Yeah, that's Louis. Okay, so the Louis Vuitton you want to go to is the one in Paris.
Okay, brother. So, you a Louis, bro? You like Louis?
Yeah, I think that would be a good look for you as well.
Bruv. So next question for you, brother, right, is so, brother, tell me about internet speeds and strength in Luxembourg and Paris. I'm an IT bro. I may see myself working remotely there in the future. Brothers, get into IT, book a consultation with me. Join my Python course, bro. Join Phil's cloud course. You want to be out there, have any stories like the brother over here, like my stories, get into my Python course, bro, and Phil's cloud course. So, brother, is internet speeds and strength good in Luxembourg and Paris?
Yeah, the internet speeds are good in general in Paris and Luxembourg. They're strong. Maybe there's a couple of zones where that wouldn't be the case, but that was because we were traveling through like from city to city, and like the strength would go down. Sometimes you would get a 4G, you would get that LTE signal. I got 5G pretty much most of the time I was there. So yeah, that's going to be important if you're doing remote. Make sure you're in a spot where you get a consistent signal. If you want to live on the outside, though, I guess you would just have it hardwired in, that way, as opposed to depending on a mobile connection or something like that. Because I'm not exactly sure about the strengths. The further out you go, that'll be more of an issue. But in the Luxembourg city, Paris, no issues.
Okay. Now, brother, tell me about so, brother, what was your favorite parts about Luxembourg?
Pretty much the city center itself. It's very easy to walk. There's a couple of plazas, and you just walk through like the city. It's like they have it's not concrete. They have like this nice stone on the ground. It's like easy to walk. Like in some places in Europe, there's this cobblestone and eventually hurts your foot. Well, they just like took it up another level. So it's like this nice, flat, fancy looking stone. It's like, it's easy to walk. It's like, I liked it.
And but what about Paris? What was your favorite parts about Paris, France?
Just seeing all the things that are there within the Paris city center itself, like everything from the Eiffel Tower, like how it's laid out. I like how they lay out their city. Um, how it's easy to walk. Everything you could walk. Right here in America, I have a truck, so I have to pretty much drive everything. That's kind of the advantage of living in Paris. You could walk a lot of stuff. I think it's a healthier lifestyle in general compared to what I do. Whereas if I can't do anything without my truck. I mean, I can walk to the grocery store, but that's gonna be a nice walk. So that's gonna be your advantage of Paris. I think you're gonna be healthier just walking.
Okay, brothers, tell me about so tell me the bad parts about Luxembourg that you didn't like.
No. There's no bad parts of Luxembourg at all. I don't see it. Other than the cost of living is going to be too high. If you're like an entry level person, yeah, that's the only disadvantage is the cost of living. And then if you like maybe extensive nightlife, if you're into that, that might be lacking. That's going to be the only two issues there because the safety is so high and the presentation in general is like excellent.
Okay, what about Paris, brother? Any bad things you didn't like about Paris?
In general, no, but so apparently they were supposed to be like it's supposed to be cleaned up for the Olympics. Well, apparently that didn't last long because Paris pretty much is getting dirty pretty fast again. Yeah, I didn't care for that. I didn't care for all the people don't clean up after their dogs. All the vendors on the street, they're hustling, so they use these. They use cardboard, right? They use cardboard and put their Eiffel Tower statues on the ground. So you see a lot of like wet cardboard all over the place. It's unsightly. There's a lot of unsightly things. Um, they're not on time with their trash pickup, stuff like that. That type of a thing. The bigger neighborhoods, maybe you won't want to walk through some of them. Some of there are some areas that look kind of shady. You wouldn't want to be walking down there by yourself. Even around the metro, I didn't care for some of the areas at night, but maybe because I didn't know the area. But yeah, if you saw, you probably won't care to walk there.
Awesome, bro. Should brothers travel alone or but what about gangs that are there in Paris? Was that a problem out there? I heard there's a lot of like is it Arab gangs out there or something like that, brother? Did you see out there? And was that I don't know. Apparently they don't. There's animosity towards black people there. Is that what you observed?
I didn't observe that, but Paris has its issues, as you can see, like in the news, you see like issues with the young men, how they interacting with the police. Okay, so I didn't see that, but I was there, and we was going back to the hotel, and we couldn't go back to our hotel because the police blocked off one of the streets, and they said there was a suspicious car there, and it could have a bomb in it. So we're like standing around waiting for them to take down the caution tape. I mean, I guess these kind of things can happen like in a big city in the United States as well, right? So keep in mind, it would be a target just because it's Paris, New York. So you gotta keep that in mind that it is a Western society. So, but I didn't run into any gangs personally, but they're there though.
Okay, awesome, bro. Okay, now should brothers travel alone or in a group to Luxembourg? And tell me why.
Okay, so I think brothers should travel alone to Luxembourg. Just because it's easy to do by yourself, unless you want somebody to play off of or talk to or do some research on. You want to do some business there, but you could travel alone there. There's no issue with traveling alone to Luxembourg. You could take the train to Luxembourg by yourself, easy. Use the bus system there, easy. Go out to eat easy. I see old ladies there having tea by themselves. They don't have a care in the world, so it's no issue. No issue. Don't go as a group. There's no need for that.
What about in Paris?
You could do Paris city center by yourself. If you want to go out, maybe you want to go with a group or something like that because it's a longer trip. But I seen people traveling by themselves all way hours away from Paris, 5 hours away. So yeah, brothers should just go by themselves. There's no need to get a collection of other brothers and go. I don't really notice that anyway. Like women tend to do that. The men don't tend to do that. The men that I see by themselves, there's like men by themselves on the trips all the time.
Okay. So, brother, out of 10, what do you rate Luxembourg?
I would say like a 9.5. Luxembourg.
Okay. Why is that?
It easy to travel, easy to navigate. You can walk where you want to go. The public transportation is free. It's clean. It's well organized. The city is in plazas, so it's like it's just easy to move around. The street systems is simple. Yeah.
Okay. What about Paris, brother? Out of 10, would you rate Paris?
I might give Paris like a 7.5, just because it's good to see. I think you should go see it. But I didn't care to have to use a metro or the traffic. That's an issue. because we came back from a couple of tours, and then we're moving along really nicely. As soon as we get to Paris, we get bogged down in traffic, and you're just like, yeah, that's going to be an issue. So that's kind of lowers the, and it's not as clean as you think as you think it might be. It's there's nice areas, but then there's some areas that need some serious help, and there's a lot of people hustling on the streets around like touristy areas, and that kind of like people might find that bothersome, or you know.
Okay, awesome, brother. So, brother, that is the first part of the stream before going to the woman part. Brother, do you want to go for a minute break, or should we carry on? It's up to you.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna just get some water and yeah, just get
brother.
just 1 minute break. Hold on.
That's cool, bro. That's cool. All right, brothers, man. Make sure, shout out to Mr. Bruce M2 for the super sticker. I appreciate you, bro, for the support. Salute to you, man. Thank you very much. Much appreciated, bro. Brothers, this year is a year of progress, a year of progression, a year of doing great things. All right. Whether it's crypto, stocks, IT, investments, etc., etc. Okay. So again, all right. Me and Theo are doing IT opportunities this year. I'm doing my Python course, Theo doing his cloud course. Okay. So make sure you join my Python course. You go on my Patreon and look for the tier, ultimate Python tier, January 2025. There's a link to it in the chat. And go and join, okay, the Python course. I want to teach you, brothers. I want to share the secrets to you, all right? The secrets to doing great in IT. I'm IT bro. If you're IT bro, so come on, man. Let's get more brothers into IT, remote working, career path. Okay, make 2025 your year. All right, you gotta make 2025 your year. Okay, so we gotta put in work, and it's by leveraging the resources on this channel. You got the Patreon, you got the streams. Now you got the IT game. Now on the Patreon, I give you stock intel, I give you crypto intel, and there'll be intel and finances coming on this channel very, very soon as well. So geopolitics, IT, crypto, passport content, countries content, all coming on this channel, man. So you can't say IPD do nothing for you, brothers, man. Okay, let's put in work. All right, join the Python course. All right, join it. So you back, Global?
Yeah, I'm here. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's go, bro. So, brother, I'm going to ask you, brother, okay, what is quite possibly the most important question in the history of mankind. Okay, Global. Why is it important? Well, let me explain the importance of this question, Global. This question is so pure, potent, elegant, and pristine. It can turn Coca-Cola, Fanta, Sprite, and wine into water, and vice versa. It's a question so well known that monsters and aliens in outer space, in Jupiter, Mars, Pluto, Saturn, even know of this question, bro. It's a question so destructive, brother. It can cause earthquakes, tsunamis, tornadoes, torpedoes. Okay? It's a question so holy and biblical, it can split the sea of the river Nile into two and make mankind walk from one point to the other point. Okay? The question is, brother, right? Based on what you saw in Paris, France, did you see black men doing well with women in Paris, France, bro?
Okay, based on what I saw, yes, I did see black men doing well there in Paris, without a doubt.
With what race in particular, brother?
Okay, so that primarily is going to be your European. Yeah, it's pretty much the European is what I saw. Pretty much clear and present. Yes.
Damn. So, but you're telling me that French black dudes got a white woman on lock in Paris, France?
Yeah, I saw enough of it so it was pretty much clear to me, and not only that, but some had like families. So yeah, the couples and families. Yes.
Lord, what about Arabic women, brother, in Paris, France? I've been hearing a lot of the Moroccan chicks, Algerian chicks in particular. They've been loving on brothers since the beginning of time, brother, in Paris. Is that what you saw out there, brother? Do you see black men with Arabic chicks?
Okay, so I primarily saw with European. They're Arabic, but the issue there is who, how long have they been there? Because there was a lot like Lebanese there, that type of thing. But some of those people are, refugees. They're still with their local families. I didn't see a lot of that like present with the
Okay,
brothers.
interesting. Damn. So the white women are falling for brothers in Paris, France. Interesting. What about Luxembourg, brother? Is that the same case in Luxembourg, or you didn't see your brothers dating there in Luxembourg?
Okay, so Luxembourg is going to be you're going to be on a higher level. So there's going to be less of that. If I saw that, my suspicion is that they might be on the outside of Luxembourg and not so much on the inside, because the inside is just like it's just a wealthier group of people in general. And wealthier people tend to stay with wealthier people. So that's
Hmm.
pretty much what you're going to see there.
Get close to your mic, brother. So
Yes.
let me ask this right. So the white woman that you saw black men with in France, right? Were these good looking white women? Because you know what, brother, right? Over here in the UK, unfortunately, there's a segment of black men that are with fat Becky's, Miss Piggy Becky's, right? Becky's who look like trash, and it's making our image look bad over here in the UK, right? Now, for me personally, right, if you're gonna date outside your race, if I'm gonna date outside my race, right, at least the woman gotta be decent looking, good looking, decent looking, okay? Because you might as well just date the ugliest chick in your race, bro, because you're both black, all right? So, brother, did
Right.
you see black men in France on average dating good looking white women?
Okay, so the range I would say that I saw is everything from an 8 to a 5. That there's going to be which is a pretty wide range. Remember that. So the advantage in France is that because of their lifestyle, you don't see that overweight type of a thing. It's harder to come across. A lot of people are in shape, so you're not going to run into this that sad sight that you see there in England there, unfortunately, and as well as the United States. It's just different. There's a book called something about how they don't get fat there. Overall, they're just better looking people.
Wow, incredible. So black men are dating good looking white women in Paris, France. Oh, we love to hear it, brother. We love to see it, bro. And I see it on Twitter too as well. I see French black men, right, with good looking white women on Twitter, and that's why I want to see it. Not that I encourage or promote it, right, but I want to see black men do well in dating, making money, making building wealth, living good, healthy. I am a pro black male advocate, right? So I just love seeing black men do well in his life in general, right? So when I see black men, good looking women all around the world, yes, I know them. Good, good. So what about East Asian women, brother? Because you mentioned to me that you came across Japanese women in. Actually, hold on, brother. So first question to you, Global, is tell me about East Asian chicks, Japanese, Korean, Chinese. Did you see them with black men in Paris?
Okay, okay. I'm gonna have to break this down two ways. East Asian, no, because what I saw with the East Asians were they seem to be mostly there on business or tourism. Southeast Asians, more likely you're going to see those with Frenchmen in general.
Oh, so but you're telling me that. So carry on there. Go on.
It's more nuanced than that. It's pretty nuanced. Look, straight up, the Japanese got money. They just got money. They were pretty much overrunning the place. Pretty much everywhere I was, it was just pretty much like little Tokyo, period in the story. I mean, like it was like a tiny handful of Chinese there, maybe a Chinese handful of
Get
Koreans,
closer.
but But the Japanese pretty much dominated there. And that's
Bro,
another.
bro,
Yeah,
you're saying that a lot of Japanese people are living there or they're on holiday spending money?
they seem to be on holiday there. That's like a big thing for them to go there. I don't see personally. I don't see why a Japanese person would leave um Japan to go live in France, other than they're in finance or they have this romantic ideal of France. Because I don't think it's worth going to leaving Japan to go to France. So I did not see a lot of East Asians there with the locals.
Hmm. You know what? Okay, interesting, but the East Asians that you saw out there, were they holding hands with black men or with white men?
Um, Pretty much neither. I would say neither. Neither. No, no. They were there in very, very large numbers. I mean, they would pretty much crowd out every other tourist. I mean, there were solos, they were there in duos, the Japanese, they're in there in groups of threes, groups of 10. They crowded out every single thing, but they were with
Okay,
themselves.
okay. So, but you mentioned Southeast Asian. That would include Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, um, Singapore, all that stuff, right? So you tell me, brother,
Yes,
that Southeast Asian women are deep in Paris, and you saw them with black men.
I saw them with Frenchmen, which some would include black, but most are going to be white because
Oh man.
Frenchmen, like us here in the West, they're also looking to go outside of their country to find a wife. So that's what you saw. I actually had dinner with one, and we got a lot of intel that way as well to what's going on there.
That's a shame. That's a shame to hear that. I would have hoped to have seen, or heard from you more Southeast Asians with black men than white men. It's a shame. It seems like, okay, so brothers in the chat, right? It just appears to me that globally, black men got white women on lock. I'm not saying all white women, but it just appears that if it's not a black woman that a brother's gonna date, will be a white woman, whether she's a German white woman, a French white woman, an Australian white woman, right? A Ukrainian white woman. It just appears that black men got white women a lock when it comes to outside of a black woman, right? But the one woman that black men ain't got on lock like that is Asian woman. What's up with that? Like you would think like in 2025, right? Like, you know, you see black men nowadays, thankfully, not that I promote it, but you see black men with good looking white women, as opposed in the past in the 90s, right? Late 80s, and we see black dudes with fat Beckies from the council estate. Thank God that's gone. Council estate means Section 8. Thank God we see it, but we're seeing more black men with good looking white chicks, which is good because it's good for our image, okay? So Asian women should see this, right? And they should be thinking, why do white women like black men so much? And that should pique their interest. But Asian women, they don't think like that, bro. They just want the white man if it's not an Asian dude. Brother, in your opinion, right, why is it that black men just can't crack the Asian code? Why is it, brother, that black men can't crack the Asian woman matrix code, brother?
Yeah, I think the only way to crack that code is to go to where they are. I wouldn't try to do it in the West. I think they have this image of the West and of like the white man in the West, and they find out it's another story later. Sometimes it's happily ever after. But a lot of the times they have this perception of that wealth, that power, that imagery that's very difficult to overcome. But it's not the truth. It's true sometimes. But if you want to crack that code, go to where they are.
Interesting, bro. Brothers in the chat, let me know what you think. What you thought about my statement there. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know, bro. So, like, literally, I know black men in the UK, right, that have tried for years to get an East Asian chick, and they can't get one, bro. They've tried for years to get a British-born Asian chick or a foreign chick in the UK, but they can't get one, right? And it's just like, what's happening there? But a white woman easily, bro, easily. Just go on the apps, code approach a few, etc., for a friend. So what is that? It just appears that black men can't crack the East Asian code. So, but let me ask this right. I want to know more about black French women and mixed race French women, because I've seen some mixed race French baddies, half black, half white. They look like flipping amazing, bro. Brother, did you see black French men with black women and mixed race women in Paris?
So I saw mixed race women there in Paris. Okay, so some were single, some were with, well, a few were with white French men. If they were with black French men, they might have been like, there were a few, but then again, the time I was there, I mean, everybody was out and about, so I had a pretty good view of everything. They are there, but they're just a smaller numbers, but they are present. You can't find couples like that.
And you saw them with black men. You saw
Yes,
you
you
saw
would see that, but you also see that with white men. So both French, but they would have to be French. They couldn't be like, you couldn't be like African. No, it has to be French or UK dudes.
Okay. And were these mixed race women good looking?
Yeah. Pretty much, they're all pretty much good. Yes.
Facts, bro. But what about black women there in France, Pablo? Were they good looking and were they with black men?
Oh yeah, there's some pretty stunning looking black women there. So again, you have to differentiate: were they French born? Were they born into their country? Some are African women that I saw. You kind of tell they're African because they tend to keep with their traditional garb and their outfits and stuff like that. You can hear in the voice they speak French, but they got that accent, right? So it helps you to like figure out, well, who's who. And there's quite a lot of black people there, and that is due to the French colonial history. So that's not a surprise that you would run into a lot of black people there, but you could pretty much tell who was the foreign black and who was the local French black woman there.
And brother, you saw them with black men.
Yes, you saw them with black men. Yes, definitely
Great.
you saw that for sure.
Great. Now, let me ask this, brother, right? Okay. Well, when it comes to looks, right, are French women across all races good looking?
Yes, across all races, yes, and in better shape.
That's great. Now, when you can, between white French chicks, black French chicks, Asian French chicks, and Arab French chicks, right? But be real with me, brother, and obviously mixed race French chicks. But keep it 100, brother. Keep it a stack with me, brother. Keep it a mil with me. Keep it a billion with me, brother. Keep it a trillion with me, okay, brother? Okay. Who's the number one that you found more attractive there in France, brother? And brother, it's cool. Let me know who you thought is the most attractive race of women there in France.
The Arabs hand down. Period. Arabs will no competition, no way.
The Tunisians, the Moroccans, right? Yeah.
So you do have, like, because of the French population, you have a wider range of looks. So you're gonna, but you have a pretty, because they take better care of themselves and they're more active. They're just in shape. They're just fit. It's not like here you go to Mississippi. Here there's so many people out of shape. That their health care is better. They just look better. They drink better water. They eat better food. Their skin is better. I don't know.
Damn. So, but you telling me the Arab chicks there in Paris, France, right, are blowing every other race of woman out the water, without a doubt? Lord.
Yeah, and they style it up better. They just present themselves better. They were put together better. Because the problem is, you saw some local French, and they look like they should just stay and go and move to San Francisco, and you don't want to look at them twice. You got the septum rings. You got the nice green hairstyles. that we see in anime. No, thank you. But
Hmm.
the Arabs, they never do that to themselves. Um, the black women, they don't do that to themselves. The Asians, they don't do that to themselves, but the local French do. So you can get some pretty high class, nice looking ones there in that community or just outside of it.
Hmm. And brother, but body wise, right, across all races, right? Does the average black woman, white woman, Arab woman, mixed race woman, Asian woman have great bodies there in France, in Paris?
Yeah, they're pretty much great. They're pretty much fit. You have some a few falling off the wagon, but that's to be expected. But in general, is they're going to be fit. They just do more cardio. It's that cardio. It's that cardio. Because I was there and I lost like yeah. I think I lost weight. I was just moving like that, and I trained. I trained to go there to walk, but they walk so much that they're just in shape. It's just better. It's you're just gonna like what you get better there.
Who has the best bodies of all the races of women there, brother, in Paris?
I don't know. Maybe the French. Just in general, it's gonna be the French.
When
When
you
you
say
pick up,
French, right? White woman.
yes.
Mm. Brother, so in Luxembourg, right? I'm guessing it was all white women that you saw in Luxembourg.
Pretty much, but there's a lot of non-whites there, non-white there, but they're not from there locally. So, but again, same thing. They look good. They're in shape. They dress well. They present well. You would walk down the street with one, no issues, no embarrassment. Uh, you'd be proud to, be with one, definitely.
Who was a non-white woman you saw there in Luxembourg?
Well, I saw like women of African descent there, various shades, and then you're going to see also. I ran into a guide. We had a guide out there. She was from Chile. So
Hmm.
and then that's when I started picking up because I know Spanish some a little bit. So that's when I started listening to conversations and I started picking up. Oh, these are Spanish. Yeah. So there's a nice variety there too.
Wow. Interesting, brother. Brother, out of all the races there in Luxembourg, who's the most good looking there?
No, it's going to be the locals because you're going to get a more of a wilder mix with the outsiders or the people who don't be not from there. So it's going to be the
Mhm.
locals. They're just like well trained. They're like cultured. They try to look good.
Interesting. Lord have mercy. This is great. Um, Brother, back to France, right? Because I want to delve more into Arab chicks, right?
Yes.
It just appears to me if you want an Arab chick, from what I heard, you gotta be a Muslim black dude. They check for brothers heavy, from what I know, right? From what I've seen, from what I've heard, Arab women are basically black men. They belong to black men. I know that's a crazy statement there, but if you're a French black dude, if you're a Muslim black dude, you're in. So I think so. Probably, do you think you have to be a Muslim black dude, right, to basically get an Arab chick?
Yeah, I would agree with that statement. I think you do need to be a Muslim black guy. I mean, there's different dynamics in their culture that you need to be aware of. Different customs that I'm not aware of. I do communicate with a guy in Saudi Arabia, and he dropped knowledge and stuff on us. So yeah, it's going to be a definite advantage if you were in that Muslim.
What do you, what do you mean this Saudi Arabia dude? What game did you
I
drop,
think
bro?
you talked to him before with the Jet Black. You already did
Mm,
a stream with him. He did it on
yeah,
Saudi Arabia. You know
yeah.
the guy.
Fact,
You're gonna have to go back into your archives there and check it out. I think it's Jet Black or something like that. He changed his
yeah.
name.
I remember that. I
Yeah,
remember that.
he pretty much dropped knowledge on us. But then again, don't forget if they're Lebanese or something like that, you might run into like Christians also. So they're not all Arabic.
This is great
You
intel,
might
bro.
Yes, they're not all Arabic.
Yeah, because there are Lebanese women in France. This is great
Hmm.
intel. Brother. So, but I know you didn't date out there, but I just heard that Arab dudes hate on brothers if they see them with Arab women. Is that what you heard when you were in France, or you can't answer that question?
I cannot answer that question, but I'm not a local, so you're gonna need that local guy on the ground to give us that type of specific intel, because that's pretty specific intel there. I didn't run into him. I didn't have any issues personally with them.
Okay, so about feminism, right? Tell me about that, right? Is there a strong feminist vibe in both Luxembourg and Paris, France, from what you saw?
In Luxembourg, I did not pick up a feminist vibe. They're going to be conservative. I mean, that's where you're going to want to go if you want to raise your family, really. If you're a passport bro, you're doing remote work and you want to, Luxembourg is going to be your spot. Paris is going to be like, you're going to run into that feminism streak there. Probably more in Paris as opposed to the outside of Paris. So let's say you move to Versailles. It's going to be more subdued there. Your issue is going to be Paris and, well, San Francisco light. I don't care for that type of imagery, that type of thing. So no, that's not my scene. You're going to run into it definitely there.
Is that across all races in Paris of women?
I think it's going to be mostly with the Europeans, because like for the Africans and the Arabs, they're kind of resisting that stuff. You could tell by the way they present themselves that they're not down with that look, that imagery, that presentation. The culture is very strong.
Did you go Versailles?
Yeah, I went to Versailles. Because we had to go visit that castle that was out there. And then we knew somebody from out there also. Versailles is nicely laid out. It's cheaper than Paris. You could take the metro, the subway, I think, to get there. You could do it that way. That is what I would recommend. If you want to go to Paris, if you want to go to France and live there, live in Versailles.
Awesome intel, bro. All right, brothers, if you want to call in, the phones are open. If you've been to Paris, if you've been to Luxembourg, call in and share your experiences. If you can't call in, send your question in a super chat or PayPal donation. Okie dokie. Fantastic stream so far, bro. But am I missing out on anything on the woman, brother? Do you think we can find Wifey in Luxembourg and Paris? Keep it with me. Keep it 100.
I think you can find it in Luxembourg. In Paris, I wouldn't look for anybody there. I would look outside of Paris.
Interesting. So, brother, the women in Versailles, right? What kind of vibe would they give off? Would they give off like wifey vibes?
Yeah, it's more of a that type of a wife vibe, yes, as opposed to like the independent vibe that you get in. Yeah, Paris is like New York. It's like London. It's like go. It's like no. Do the family thing in Luxembourg. You could settle down there and you'll be good to go. No issues.
Interesting. Wow. Okay. This is okay. Versailles, but I'm guessing Versailles is mostly white women there.
Yeah, it's mostly white women, because remember, it's because Paris is more of the multicultural city. But as you move out of Paris, slowly move out, you're gonna get more European. But of course, you could always bring your lady to Versailles, so there's no issue if you need to.
Interesting. Okay, this is good intel, brothers. This is good intel. Okay, I'm thinking here. Okay. Why did women in Luxembourg give you Big L? Have you been to Luxembourg yourself, bro? Big L in the chat. You been there, brother? To Luxembourg? And are you a brother as well? Let me know in the chat. So, brother, tell me why women in Luxembourg gave off wifey vibes. In what way?
Well, and I just saw them dressed more conservatively. Because even in Paris, even was cold, you saw that, you saw that 304 look. And then I was like, okay, you're going to dress like this in the wintertime, then, you don't want to see it in the summertime. Well, I never saw that in Luxembourg. People, they represent the women there, they're dressed up there. It's a conservative look. They present themselves that way. I mean, it's known to be conservative. And then people in the wealthier class, the upper classes, the richer countries, you don't see that level of wilding out that you see in America and London.
Wow, awesome, man. This is great. Big L, if you can ask my question in the chat, brother, and Big L, let me know if you can come on the channel for an interview for about Luxembourg, bro. Definitely want to know about that intel as to boots on the ground there, bro. I think that'd be great. Okay, Big L, brother. If you can reach out to me on IG, brother, send me a DM. Can we send an interview up ASAP about your time in Luxembourg, life there, woman there, cost of living, being a black man there? Do it for the brothers, bro. You know, this channel, we're here, we're all about sharing knowledge and wealth and information. You know, so brother, it'll be great if we can get you on the channel, brother, this year for a stream about Luxembourg, bro. That'd be awesome, bro. And let me know in the chat if you can do that, Big L. And Big L, are women in Luxembourg checking for brothers? Do they like black men there, brother? You know, are you getting play there, bro? Reach out to me, brother, please. Let's have some talk, man. That'd be great. Whew. Amazing. 2025 gonna be a great year. I can feel it, man. I can feel it. 5 days in, you know, I'm feeling motivated. I just had, but I went to the gym today, global, or yesterday,
Yes.
UK time. Did a 45 minutes cardio. Came home, chopped up some vegetables. Seasoned my chicken very nicely. Cooked that.
Yes.
Got some rice. Got some black beans. Munched that. So good, healthy, nutritious meal. Got some nice protein there. Yeah, bro. Just health, wealth, building, IT, traveling, foreign woman. You know, finding wifey, brothers. That's a goal for 2025 for brothers, man. You know, so let's get to it, man. Come on, right? Come on, bro. So this is great, bro. Are you an IT bro? Global?
No. I'm not an IT bro. I thought about it. I'm pretty established where I am a remote worker though, but I kind of work for the man, so I don't really get into that too much. But I have been able to get into that six figure level. So I would do a consultation with you at a later date.
Okay, awesome, man. All right, Big L, reach out to me. Yo, Big L, DM me, bro, on IG, bro, please. They checking for brothers? Big L, please, bro. Big L, who's giving you more love there in Luxembourg? Is it the white woman? Is it Chilean woman that the brother mentioned? Even though it might just be her, it just might be the only Chilean chick in the country. So. But any Asian woman giving you love, Big L, brother? Any Japanese, Korean, Chinese chicks giving you love? Any Latinas out there, brother? Who's giving you the most love out there, bro? As a brother in Luxembourg, bro. Lord have mercy. We got a brother out there in Luxembourg, man. We international, man. Fantastic, bro. And you see, he's from the UK too. Shout out to my UK brothers, man. We here, man. We here. We exist. You know, UK brothers. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to American brothers too, Canadian brothers, Australian brothers, worldwide brothers, Western brothers, man. If you hear, you hear. And obviously our African brothers too, and our Caribbean brothers too, man. Okay, we all in the same fight together. All right, brothers, phone lines are open, man. So if you want to call in. I'm here. Okay. Let me see. So, brother, let me ask this right. Do you think black men? So, brother, let's say, brother, you were a single black man, brother. Would you want to live in either Luxembourg or Paris? And tell me why.
Okay, if I'm a single black man, I would want to live in Paris. It's just more things to do. There's more people to meet. They have a bigger selection of outdoor activities. It's just a more faster paced life. If I'm a family man, then no, I do not want to live in Paris. You definitely don't. Yeah, I would say go to Versailles. But as a solo black man, yes, you want to be in Paris. You just, especially if you're like you're Gen Z, you're millennial, definitely. And then you're gonna want to like slow it down later because I don't see the family. I don't get that nice kind of family vibe in there in Paris, like to live there. I don't think I would want to like raise her in like dead center city Paris. No, I don't think I would want to do something like that. But as a single guy, definitely you want to be there.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, I'm about to end the stream in a minute, brothers. So if you have no questions, we'll try and get a stream with Big L if he wants to. It's up to him about Luxembourg. I can't force anyone to do what they want to do or not. So this may be the last Luxembourg stream in a long time, but we shall see. So you may want to get your questions in by a super chat or calling in. Yeah. But am I missing out anything on the women or countries at all?
Look, if you want to practice your Japanese, come to Paris. They're everywhere. The women are everywhere. Very easy to talk to. Like you can even make connections that way. You never know, man. They're just everywhere.
Okay. Well, wait, do you feel that? What's I going to say? The Japanese woman in Paris, right? Were they showing you love? I know you weren't interested in romantically, but did you feel like they were showing you love?
Okay, they were friendly, especially in the places where you stay. You stay at Novotel, you stay at Mercury. You're just inundated. It's very easy to strike up a conversation because you're both there on the same thing. You're there for like tourism, right? You're not just some random guy walking off the street just talking to them. You're there for the same reason. You can talk to them at breakfast. You could talk to people in the lobby. You could just ask simple questions like in Japanese, like, why are you here? What's you? They will talk to you. They acknowledge you. They even bow, and I wasn't even like paying like straight up attention to them. You could go on these tours, and then when you're on a tour, because you're with the group, you could easily strike up conversations with people in your tour group. There's always going to be Japanese people in your tour group. Ladies are in your tour group. They're there by themselves. They're there in groups of 2. They're in groups of 10, 20. Some of them look like a few will even dress like they're in an anime convention. I don't know why they would go to Paris like that, but they do that. You do have their conservative dressing. Whatever you saw in Tokyo, you actually saw in Paris, the way they carry themselves. It was very interesting to me.
Awesome. All right, we got in the stream. Thank you, brother, for this incredible insight. Do you have any closing statements, brother?
No. So I do this. So IP and I do this to like help other guys to travel, encourage them to travel. You guys got to get out there. You got to get out of like the United States, the UK. Just travel. You don't have to do extensive long trips. You don't need a lot of money. You just plan it out. Look for sales on tickets, tours, this type of stuff, and just get out there and start your journey. It's very important for us as Black men to do this.
Facts, absolute facts. Thank you very much, bro. Brothers. So again, you know what the deal is. Python course. I start teaching at the end of the month. Closing to sign up is 21st of January. So if you're interested in IT, you want to be out there, remote working, having a network of brothers via who I teach, I'll see you in the Python course. Okay, so make sure you join very quickly because spaces go very quickly, and I look forward to teaching y'all. Okay, thank you, Global. Appreciate you, brother.
All right, IP. Peace out.
Peace out, brother. Have a nice day. All right. So, great stream. We have a stream where I'm going to interview a Dominican woman. Okay, tomorrow, and I'll post up the stream. Okay, no crazy questions when you call in or in the chat. Keep it respectful, please. So that should be interesting. So we have several interesting streams coming this year so far, and Patreon content too. I'm currently out earlier today before gym. I was writing my Python course curriculum and syllabus and schedule. I'm preparing my lecture notes. I will be teaching brothers interactively. It will be a proper classroom setting. It will be me speaking. It will be you watching me doing labs, doing homework. So we have a lot of work to do. Yeah, man. So some of y'all going to get left behind because me and Theo are doing what we can. but you're not listening. Some of y'all, you're not putting any work in. You're not taking a leap of faith, and and that's on you, bruv. That's really on you, because the past several weeks I've been putting in work on the streams. Now the Python course is open. Do you want to get out there? Do you want to be like my former student who has his first IT job that he got this week? Okay. Great things are being done in this space. And if you don't take that leap of faith, then I feel sorry for you, man. I really do. IT is freedom. IT is freedom, bro. I'm being dead serious, man. Like this stuff it's a great career, not going anywhere. It's something where you want to start building towards it before it's too late, and don't say IP didn't help you out. Don't say IP didn't help you out. Don't say IP did not help you out. Okay. So as you know, I'm planning for the Germany, Spain, and Japan streams. So make sure you go and follow me on Twitch and Kick. I will only be doing those streams on those platforms. Okay. Man, I feel good after the gym, man. Gym is great. Doing cardio, eating right, sleeping right, thinking right. No 2025 agenda stream coming in the next coming days. We set the agenda. IT, investing, bruv. No games this year, man. No flipping game, bruv. Just staying focused, man. Staying focused, being consistent, being disciplined. Listen, I was in the gym 2 hours today. 2 hours, bro. Lifting weights, doing cardio. Come home, I'm eating right, I'm thinking right. I ain't stressing, bruv. Drinking a lot of water. Right. That's it, brothers, man. That's it, man. Focus, brothers. Right. And I'm gonna be the same way I'm starting this year. The same way I'm gonna be ending this year in 2025, bro. That's it, bruv. No crash outs this year. No crashing out. No games, bro. Just staying focused, cuz. Okay. Peace out, brothers. And I'll see y'all tomorrow.